Welcome to We Wine Whenever. Grab your glass and join 3 Jersey Shore housewives, Wendy, Kelly, and Lori, as they dive into everything from Bravo drama to life's everyday chaos. It's unfiltered, it's hilarious, and it's the real talk you've been waiting for, from relationship to pop culture. We drink wine whenever, and we hope you do too. Don't forget to subscribe and give us a 5-star review. Cheers!
Hey, this is Lori from We Wine Whenever.
I'm Kelly.
There you go. Welcome to We Wine Whenever. Tonight we're talking about Real Housewives of Ocean County, episode 7.
Orange
What?
County.
Orange County? What? No? What?
You said Ocean.
Did I really? See what menopause does. That's great.
We live in Ocean County.
Well, there you go. Listen, just be glad we're not talking about Real Housewives of Ocean County. Because that shit is
then you'd be
boring as
hearing
hell.
about real housewives.
You'd be hearing about real housewives. You'd be
who
hearing
don't
about
want to clean their own fucking houses anymore.
right, who have children, who have mental issues, who get arrested, and parents dying, and cats with wounds, and you just, listen. So just okay. I'm so sorry. So
That
funny.
was hysterical.
That was great. I didn't even catch
You were
it. I was
really
like,
committed to it too.
Yeah.
You're like, we're
I
talking
didn't even
about
realize. I
Housewives
didn't even realize.
of Ocean County.
Didn't even realize it. That's great. I need no further entertainment than my own stupidity. I must tell you. Okay. So all bets are off. And they are. All bets are off.
All bets are off for them and for
Orange
us.
County, Ocean County. Okay. Well, it's OC,
It is
Alright.
OC. We are the
Yeah.
Real Housewives of
Yeah,
OC.
Okay. All right. So we're still in Vegas. They're getting glammed up to go to the Grand Canyon. Somebody says, why can't you wear pants? I don't know who said it. I don't know who they said it to. I was very confused. Jen is complaining about the room change to Heather. Shannon comes into the suite with a scooter for Vicki. And then we get this weird scene where Shannon is dragging Vicki across the floor while Vicki yells, "Get my head out of your vagina." I don't know what was going on there. Do you remember this
It's all part
scene?
of the shtick. It's all
I was
part
like-
of the shtick.
That was it was no good. Then Shannon runs into Vicki with the scooter, right into her knee. It's brilliant.
Basically crashes right into her.
Right into her. All right. And then Jen tells Shannon she needs to. Then they have the whole stupid scene with Jen telling Shannon, "Oh, well, since I gave you the room, you need to give me one of your pocketbooks." And then Shannon asks for the pocketbook back because it's green and goes with her outfit. And I was like, okay, blah, 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 blah.
Right.
Let's see. And they go in 2 different cars. Gina, Shannon, and Carmela. And somebody, I always get confused. In the second car, Tamra, Emily, Heather, and Jen. So who was in the first car? Gina, Shannon, Carmela.
I don't
And
know.
maybe that's it. I think that's it.
Well, so Carmela was telling them that her daughter has the flu.
Vicky.
Yes, because Vicki wouldn't look
Gina.
up.
She
it was
wouldn't even
Gina,
acknowledge.
Carmela, Vicki, and then who was the other one? Jen? Because Carmela was
Shannon.
saying, my daughter has the flu.
Yeah,
Her older
yeah.
sister's helping out, and Danny is helping out. And Gina's like, okay, well, it shouldn't be a big deal that he helps take care of your kids. If
Right.
you've been together for almost a decade, then I
Right.
agree.
But where's the dad? That's what I want to know.
Well, so I think that they have like that nesting situation. So if it's their time to be at the house with Carmela, maybe I don't know. I don't know where their dad is. But if it's the situation where Carmela's in the house with them this week, then,
Right. Right.
I mean, listen, she is 13. Well, she's only 13 years old.
14.
Yeah, I
14.
don't know. Yeah.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
God bless you.
Sneeze.
God
Okay,
bless you.
and then we learned that she got the kids in the divorce when the kids were 3, 4, 5, and 6. Wow, she really did one after the other. And then production panning to like Vicky's bitch face is great while Carmela is talking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Vicky's sitting there like not making a peep.
Mm.
And,
Won't even look up from her computer.
Right. And then, I must have gone to like a confessional because I have written down like, what did Carmela say that didn't make sense, Vicki? Like, I don't even know what
Well,
you're
she
talking
was
about.
kind of explaining her gig with the ex.
Right.
And Vicki was like, yeah, I don't get it.
Yeah. So in the second car, somebody asked Jen about her working with Carmela. I didn't catch who it was. And
let's see.
she answers, I don't know. I don't have my real estate license. I'm not an interior designer. I don't know. Well, one thing is for sure, you're certainly not sounding grateful for the opportunity. You're sounding like
So
all of a
I
sudden
have
now
that
you're
too. She sounds like
jumping
an
on the
asshole talking
bandwagon.
about it. And
Right.
here's the thing with Jen, her too. She just wants to be on this show.
Right. So she'll flippy-floppy.
She is gonna follow whichever the way the wind is blowing.
Yeah.
And right now the wind is blowing towards Carmela being shady for giving her some kind of opportunity. So she's gonna flow with that way of the
Flow with
wind.
that,
And it
yeah.
is very ungrateful.
Yeah. I was like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then, best to say, like, I'm not sure, but I'm very excited to see what the opportunity brings. You know?
Right. I don't have my real estate license. I'm not in construction. So it's pretty amazing that she's going to give me this opportunity.
Yeah,
Let's see
that's what I would have been like. Emily goes on about it's putting the cart before the horse. In confessional, she says, mixing money and friendship is a recipe for disaster, and you should establish the friendship first. I don't know who made her boss, but Tamra says what about if she hires you and asks her to pick up her dry cleaning? Jen says, okay, for $20,000 a year, but it's not $20,000 a year. It was for
it's not $20,000
the project. So I'm like, oh my God, you people don't even know what you're doing.
Exactly.
And then Jen with the who found the Grand Canyon. I was like, okay, that's like something you say, like, if you like took a gummy before you left the hotel and now you're like,
yeah, for sure.
I wonder who like found this place in the first place. It's like, okay.
Could you imagine me taking a gummy and going to the Grand Canyon?
I would love to take a gummy and go to the Grand Canyon. I'd be so
yeah, but I would
happy.
I'd
be so happy I would cry.
Stupid.
I would be like Tamra crying at the Grand Canyon. All right. So then they go for the Skywalk thing.
Would you do that? Would you go on that glass bridge?
No. Because I don't exactly have a fear of heights, but things like that, I don't like. So I guess I do have a fear of heights because it makes me feel weird. I understand why. Maybe it was Gina who said her vagina was going to fall out. I totally got it.
Yeah, I totally got that reference too.
I don't like that like sensation.
I don't know. I feel like if I got all the way there and was supposed to go, I would like force myself to, but I have a very bad fear of heights.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I could do it. I would hope that I could. I would never do that damn zip line though.
No, not that one. No. Emily says whose idea was it to take a bunch of accident-prone women on the Skywalk? Yeah.
Great question.
Carmela's nervous too. And they do a champagne toast and they have two options, zip lining or a cultural experience. So Shannon, Vicki, Jen go to the first option, zip lining.
And Emily, yep.
Yeah, and Emily.
Emily, Jen, Vicki, and Shannon. Yeah.
Yeah. And then we get our first and I believe only whoop it up. I was very happy to only get one. And a brilliant Vicki going up 7 flights of steps. I don't get it. And then,
Shtick.
Yeah. And then was somebody making puking noises or did somebody actually puke? I couldn't figure that out.
No, Vicki does that on purpose. And I'm sorry for anybody at home that I know people hear that noise and react to it. So I apologize.
Yeah, why would you make that noise? That's
Vicki
weird.
does that.
That's weird.
Shtick.
Yeah. So
instead
Heather,
of Dorinda's clip, I'm just going to say shtick.
Shtick, yeah. So Gina, Heather, and Carmela go to the Indian village. Shannon and Vicki chicken out going on the zip line. Gina, Tamra, Heather, and Carmela are at a scenic view. And Gina and Tamra are talking. And Gina says that Tamra's a different person. Tamra says she's trying not to be triggered by things. And that about things that don't matter and appreciate her friendships.
Yeah.
Heather in confessional
Heather's
says,
like, I love this Tamra, right?
Yeah. And then Emily and Jen are talking. about Shannon and the tantrums. And then Shannon and Vicki meet up with them, and Emily says, we were talking about your tantrums. We feel bad for Jen with the room situation. And Shannon says what angered her was Heather picking the room and then directing Shannon where to go.
You know, it's funny because we've seen on other franchises where certain people have to have the best room.
Mm-hmm.
They've never made it a thing on OC that Heather has to have the good room, but I believe it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Shannon's being honest when she says that. I bet you Heather is a complete horror when it comes to picking rooms.
Well, I
but
would
for
think
some
so.
reason, production is choosing not to show us that. But on other franchises, they'll show us
They'll
people
show
being
it,
like
yeah.
that. Yeah.
It was pretty funny, though.
I'm going to say this about the Jersey Girls, and I'm including Teresa in this. That is one franchise where they don't give a shit. Nobody makes a big deal about
Nobody makes
rooms.
a big deal about the room.
And that's all of them. But yeah, we've seen it on so many other franchises. So why production is choosing to
not do it on this, yeah.
Yeah, to protect Heather, because I'm sure she could be an absolute horror.
I'm quite certain of that. It was funny how Vicki says she peed on the bed.
Yeah. Because Vicki did that one season. She actually peed on Tamra's bed. You know, we're all in menopause.
Yes, absolutely. It happened.
I'm at the point where if I feel the urge, I have to get there immediately.
Gotta go. Yeah, let's see what else. Shannon says she thought she was clear about her feelings to Heather. At dinner, the other girls say no. In confessional, Emily says people avoid a confrontation with Heather.
Always. Always.
Yeah, you have to have
because
your
this is what happens. You tell Heather how you feel. If Heather doesn't like what you say, she gets defensive. And then she says, we just need to be able to communicate with each other. Well, that's what they were doing. And you didn't like what they said. So you're getting defensive. When somebody gets so defensive and the other person feels like they can't get their point across, they're just going to shut down. And This is what Heather wants. And I'm sure that this is how her marriage goes too.
I'm quite certain of that. Yeah, so they're telling her she should say something, and Shannon says she's lonely. I don't know what that has to do with the room, but okay. And Shannon is right. Heather won't take any responsibility.
No, never. Never. She's never wrong. She's never wrong, Heather.
Then they go to the casino, and they're playing roulette and blackjack, and Emily puts her bag down and says, I have $3,500 on red. I thought that was funny. Jen asks, and this was shady too. Jen asked Carmela if she had fun today. Jen said, oh, you did? Messy.
Yeah.
And Jen says some of the girls in the car today were saying, it's odd you're building a business team before working on a friendship. If I was Carmela, I'd been like, you know what, girl? You can do whatever bullshit you've been doing.
Yep.
I ain't helping your ass. You're going to try and drag me like that.
Yep. You're fired.
You're fired. Absolutely.
I think Carmela handled it perfectly. She's like, are we just not supporting other women now?
Right. Are we just not used to that?
Carmela could be full of shit, but at this point, nobody cares because people love Carmela because of the way Vicki's treating her and Emily's saying it. People are liking Carmela because of how other people are treating her.
Right. She said it should be a happy thing, not a contentious thing. And messy Emily. You said you would throw Jen 20 grand. Like, so messy. So messy, girl.
Yeah, Emily's like, I thought it was weird. And Carmela's like, well, she said she wanted to try something new. So I wanted to support her.
Right. Yeah. But Emily's the one who asked her.
Yes.
How would you decide what to pay Jen? And she answered her, and then you throw that back at her. And Shannon is right that Carmela is put in the position of defending her kindness and generosity, and she doesn't deserve it, and she doesn't.
No, she doesn't. And I'm so glad that Shannon stuck up for her. Like, I feel like Shannon's finding her voice.
Most definitely. And Vicki, it's a lot of red flags. We're just wondering. Carmela says, I have never in my life done something that was nice and had it picked apart to this degree. And in confessional, she says, I feel like I'm on the witness stand.
Mm-hmm.
And
this is what I didn't like. Vicki asks her, "Do you live in Orange County?" Now, whatever her answer is, because I know you'll get to that, but Heather doesn't have a home in Orange County. So we shouldn't be asking anyone else, "Do you live in Orange County?" Because Heather doesn't. So let's keep that off the table.
well, I think that Vicki doesn't like the fact that Heather has almost taken her queen bee spot. So I think that was a little bit of a dig. And Emily was smirking.
Good point.
Emily was smirking. I was like, girl.
Yeah, you're right. So maybe it was to call attention to it.
Then Vicki says, "You left your kids in San Diego."
Shame on you, Vicki.
And I was like, wow. And Carmela says that I put my kids first, and that's below the belt. And it was.
It's below the belt. And Vicki said, "Your daughter is 1 year older than my grandchild, and there's no way my daughter would leave that child." Well, your daughter hasn't seen your son in 8 years, and that's weird as fuck. So let's not talk about that, Vicki. Let's not talk about your daughter, Vicki, because the allegations about her husband out there right now are pretty messed up. And we already know she hasn't seen her brother in 8 years, and we're pretty sure that's about her husband.
Absolutely.
So let's leave Brianna off the table, because I don't think her life is picture perfect like you're trying to make it seem.
No. And starts giving her crap for leaving her 14-year-old. Heather says, "We are not doing children." And Vicki says, "Don't tell me what to do." Heather tells her to move on. And I think that was really good of Heather to do.
I did too. I thought it was great.
Right?
And I think that Vicki can talk a lot of game, but she's going to back down to Heather too.
Absolutely. And then Vicki says, "At 14, 15, 16, I'm with my kids." Carmela's out one night. What are you acting like?
However, when this show started, her kids weren't that young, but they weren't much older. And Vicki was out whooping it up.
Mm-hmm.
While Don, helped take care of her kids. Mm-hmm. And then look what she did to him.
And look what she did to him. Yeah. Yeah. And Carmela says, "I don't need to defend myself as a mom. That's one place in life I'm motherfucking solid." And Vicki in confessional says, "Why is everybody drinking the Carmela Kool-Aid? Did she give everybody a vibrator?" And then I love Carmela in her confessional. She says, "Fuck her and fuck her scooter." I was like,
fuck that bitch and her scooter.
And her scooter. I love it. I love you, Carmela.
Yeah. She's great. She's great. And she does seem like a solid mom. And listen, we're all doing the best we can.
Absolutely.
No one should ever be judged on the way they parent. We're all doing the best we can.
Exactly. Unless you're like abusive. But otherwise.
Well, obviously, yeah.
We're doing what we can do. All right. Vicki says Carmela is buying her way in. And you know what? Listen, just because you got burnt by your ex-boyfriend doesn't mean every new person you meet is a liar.
This is just how Vicki just hazes people.
You're just projecting your own bullshit.
She's a very insecure woman, Vicki. She doesn't handle younger, prettier, smarter, more successful people.
Not. She says, if Carmela wants to be her friend-ish, which I thought was just an asshole thing to say, she just needs to be honest about why. What is she dishonest about so far?
And by the way, I don't think Carmela wants to be your friend, Vicki.
No, I don't think she could give a fuck about you.
I think Carmela's all set.
Yeah. So then they go on the scavenger hunt, and Heather gives them all showgirl names. So Heather High Roller, Shannon Del Mar, Emily Electra, and Carmela Rouge are all on one team. And then Tamra Tease, Vicki Vavoom, Gina Jackpot, and Jen Stardust. Yeah, I thought that was cute. So they have to do 5 things on the list. So, and then one person from the team has to do the zip line. But what is a busker?
A what?
A busker. Like I wrote down the list of the things that you had to do. So you had to do 5 things on the list. Be a busker, Neon Runway, Animal Encounter, Fremont Sip, I don't know what that was, Something You Normally Wouldn't Eat, Vintage Vegas, Make a Stranger Laugh, Lucky Moment, or Dance Break. So Heather's team does the dance break, the model walk, animal encounter, and Shannon makes the girls laugh doing the fist bump. And then Vicki's team does the vintage Vegas with the beads in the hat. Vicki crashes into stuff and breaks stuff in the store, and Gina eats a chili dog. So to me, they only did 2 things on the list, not 5, 2.
I don't.
I'm just saying, since I was taking notes, I was keeping track.
You were really clocked in.
I was. I knew the list. They only did 2 things.
Well, it doesn't seem like anybody became the winner anyway, because they picked the 2 slowest fucking people to go do the zip line.
Right. And then did you see how Vicki went up much sooner than Shannon?
Yes.
Then somehow they ended at the top so they could do their whole
That's what I have written
screaming
down.
shtick.
Why did Vicki wait for Shannon to go side by side? Of course nobody's going to win then, you knuckleheads.
And she was obnoxious with that scooter.
Dick.
Yeah. And then they take that weird thing back. What was it called?
But listen, you say weird, but it's called Cartzilla, and it really did look like a big, giant shopping cart. It was adorable.
Yeah, it was fun. I'd be into that.
I would totally be into that.
Yeah. They go back to the hotel. They go to a restaurant. And
I loved when Carmela called her daughter, and her daughter's like, so I think I should come home. I think I should get picked up at 12 tomorrow.
Go to the mall.
And she's like, okay, I miss you. Okay. I'm going to tell you something. I was kind of the same way. And this is the worst thing I was guilty of. And Eric used to get so mad at me. My kids did not miss a lot of school. I never, knock on wood, I never had a problem with my kids going to school, except for when Tess was in 3rd grade. And that was a whole other thing. But if Tess woke up one morning and was sick, and Joe was like, can I stay home too? I'd be like, okay.
Well, hell
Like,
yeah. You didn't have to do
I
school.
just loved
For the
having
2 of
both
them?
my kids home.
Yeah.
Yes, I always did that. So Eric would call me from work. He'd be like, what's going on? I'm like, well, Tess didn't feel good, so she's not going. So
Joe
and Joe's here. He's like, why is he home? I'm like, I just like having them both home.
Yeah. So when
I love that scene with them.
Yeah. When they're at the restaurant, did you see Carmela goes up to the bar where Vicki and Tamra are? I think Carmela went up to that bar to give Vicki some shit.
Probably.
Vicki goes
Sensed
right
it.
away, sensed it, and goes into this, and this apology was overdone. It was obnoxious. So
Well, here's my thing with the apology. It was overdone. She was so apologetic. I didn't mean to come off so strong. We've both been hurt. Blah, 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 blah. And then in her confessional, she's like, I'm being peer pressured by all the girls.
That's what I'm saying. So not
So
only
is it
did she just...
disingenuous then?
Right. So it wasn't just, I would have been good with Vicki going up to her just like she started. I owe you a hug and an apology. But she had to keep going. She's been hurt, doesn't trust people. I made you feel horrible. I'm sorry. I'm embarrassed that I made you feel that way. I need to make it up to you. It's a very detailed apology for someone who's only doing it to make everybody. She says, I came back to my room and I said, oh, what happened to me? Come on, just.
Exactly.
Yeah. So then Carmela says Danny really stepped up taking care of the kids and maybe she needs to soften and that infidelity hardened you. Emily says how she talks about how she needs to show more gratitude for her husband and initiate things more. And then Tamra starts talking about her libido and says, put on lingerie. She's just exhausting at her age. And I'm with you, Tamra. It can be exhausting.
It can be exhausting.
But Heather, I think is right. You do have to schedule it. And I think she's right.
So, I mean, I feel like they all looked at her like she was crazy. Like, I don't think it's like, okay,
it's
so we're going to pencil this in at 5:30 p.m. on Monday. It's not like that. It's like, you look at each other and you're like, my God, like, we got to work something out here because
Right,
it's
or-
been blah, blah,
Right.
blah, however long.
Right. Or you say to yourself, once a month, let's make sure that we just go out to eat, the two of us.
Yes.
And then whatever, blah, 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 like, you know what I
Yes.
mean? So
Yes.
that's not crazy.
Yeah. So scheduling might not be the right word, but
Right. But
communicating about it and planning, making a plan.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. So this was so telling because I don't watch this show, and I certainly never watched Vicki. She says she always initiates. And I was like, okay, I just clocked
Yeah, but
you, Vicki.
why? She said why
That's
she always initiates.
Exactly. Carmela says she's not great at that. Vicki says, if you're not taking care of your man, somebody else will. She's very insecure. That's a very insecure view of your intimate relationship. It's very
I totally
insecure.
agree with you because I thought when she said that, I'm like, I don't even know how to feel about that because I've never had that thought in my head. You know, it's ebbs and flows. Sometimes it's a lot of intimacy. Sometimes it's not because life gets in the way. But I've never once thought to myself, oh my God, if I don't, somebody
Right,
else
somebody
will.
else
I've
will.
never thought that in my relationship with her.
No, never. So Vicki says she tells Mike to take his pants off. Tamra asks Shannon.
Which is kind of funny.
Yeah. Tamra asked Shannon, how do you pleasure yourself? You say you haven't had sex in years. And I was like, and you could tell
And
Shannon
Shannon's
was like,
I'm good. I'm
yeah,
good.
Shannon was just like, ew, no, I'm not going to talk about that with you.
Think I have the lemon.
Yeah, exactly. Heather tells Shannon that she has never been with anyone that deserves her, and she's never found the love of her life, and she deserves a person to come home to bitch about them all. And I thought that was
I
nice
thought
of Heather.
that was very sweet that Heather
I
did
thought
that.
that was very sweet of Heather. And then, Shannon says she does want to date, but it's very scary for her. So, but then we see next episode how far Vicki's apology went, and it wasn't
Right.
very far.
Not at all.
So,
But honestly, think about poor Shannon. Well, so you haven't watched it from the beginning. So poor Shannon had David, her husband, who is the father of her children, who cheated on her and turned out to be a complete asshole. And then I don't think there was anybody in between, and then John Jansen, who started dating Alexis Bellino and then married her. Like,
yeah.
she really has been through it.
Right.
And it's all been on camera. That's why when people are like, after every season of OC, they're like, Shannon's gone, Shannon's gone, Shannon's fighting for her job. I'm like, why? Like, this woman's put everything out there. Like, she talks about her daughters and her daughters film with her when they can. She doesn't hide anything about her daughters, but her daughters are doing their own thing. Like, but she's really been through it on this show, relationship wise.
Yeah. So hopefully she does find somebody.
I
That'd be
hope
nice.
so. I hope so. Because I personally like Shannon. I think that she's very sticky with Vicki.
Right.
Sticky
with Vicki. Very good.
I haven't drank in a week and I'm having wine. So it's
Not as good
Woo!
as Housewives of Ocean County. But
oh, no.
pretty
That
good.
was amazing.
That was great because I didn't even know. I had no clue that I even said.
That's so funny. I hope you really did say it and I didn't hear it wrong.
Oh, who knows? Either way, that's even
I'm about
funny
to listen
too.
to this back when I schedule it, so I'll let you know.
That's even
But
funny
one thing
too.
I want to bring up is that Gina said to Carmela, I've been through this with this group when I first came on the show.
Yeah.
So I think that's very important that Gina said that to her.
Mm-hmm.
So Gina should not engage, like Shannon's not engaging in any pile on Carmela or questioning her motives about helping Jen out as a mom and a female and all the things.
Yep.
And I would hope that after Gina making that comment, she wouldn't either.
No, but who knows with these wackadoos.
Exactly.
So,
all right. Well,
that's it.
Thanks for watching and listening.
Yeah. And follow, comment if you'd like. If you don't want to, don't. It's all good. It's all good.
We live in a free country.
Yes. Bye.